Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Shanita Smith, the current president of Making Black Culture, and we want to thank each of you for being here today. On behalf of Making Black Culture, it is my honor to welcome you to our 2026 Juneteenth wreath laying ceremony. I would like to acknowledge our Macon-Bibb County leadership. Mr. Keith Moffitt is here, who is our current county manager, as well as Commissioner Stanley Stewart, as well as Ms. Denise Bryant, as well as other community leaders that may be among us on this morning. Thank you again for being present. Today is one of those moments where we intentionally pause. In a world that moves fast and has so much going on, Juneteenth calls us to remember. Remember the sacrifices, struggle, resilience, and faith of a people who have endured what should have broken them, yet they continue to build families, communities, churches, businesses, and legacy. The wreath on today is more than just flowers and ribbon. It represents honor, gratitude, commitment to never forget those whose prayers, labor, courage, and sacrifices helped to make our freedom possible. As we gather today, may we not simply commemorate history, may we also recognize that it is our responsibility to continue to carry that history forward with dignity, purpose, and love for one another. Again, thank you for being here, and thank you for helping us to continue the celebration of Juneteenth in our community. And at this time, we're going to have our county manager, Mr. Keith Moffitt, to come forward with a proclamation.
Good morning, friends. A proclamation from the Office of the Mayor of Macon-Bibb County, Georgia. Whereas, on behalf of the citizens of Macon-Bibb County, I'm pleased to join with the Kwanzaa Cultural Access Center, Incorporated, and the Macon Black Culture Emancipation Celebration, Juneteenth, which is the oldest known commemoration for the ending of slavery in the United States. Whereas the celebration is also known as Emancipation Day, Emancipation Celebration, Freedom Day, and Juneteenth Independence Day. Whereas Juneteenth commemorates June 19, 1865, where Union soldiers, led by Major General Gordon Granger, landed at Galveston, Texas, with the news that the war was ended and the enslaved African Americans were now free. And whereas this important news was not received by many until 2.5 years after President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, which became official on January 1, 1863. Whereas thousands of black people were enslaved in Macon, Georgia, until slavery was forcibly ended on April 20th, 1865, with the surrender of Confederate forces to the Union troops of General James Wilson in Macon. And whereas local nonprofit organizations like the Macon Black Culture Kiwanis Cultural Access Center, Torchlight Academy, have partnered with the MLK Board to host the Juneteenth Parade in downtown Macon. And whereas these groups also host other Macon, Georgia Juneteenth celebrations, presenting many quality of life enriching experiences for local families and the Middle Georgia community. And whereas the Juneteenth Freedom Festival was created to awaken the Black American community to the history in Macon and the state of Georgia in the world. Now therefore, on behalf of Mayor Lester M. Miller, do hereby proclaim June 19th, 2026 as Juneteenth Observance Day in Macon-Bibb County, and all citizens are urged to join in celebrating and remembering the historic day in African American history and to celebrate it within the appropriate activities. I want to emphasize the word that was mentioned earlier. The word was intentional. That celebrations like this need to be intentional, that we remember our history and that we learn from it, and therefore we can grow from it. So again, on behalf of Macon-Bibb County, we want to make sure that we acknowledge June 19th, 2026 as Juneteenth Observance Day.
Thank you again, Mr. Moffitt. And at this time, we are going to have Miss Amber Jones-King to come forth to recognize our Juneteenth debutante court at this time.
Good morning, everyone. As we gather for this leaf laying ceremony, we honor the legacy of those who came before us and celebrate the bright future they made possible. One of the greatest ways to continue that legacy is by investing in our youth. The Macon Black Culture Junior Debutante presentation recognizes young ladies who embody leadership, scholarship, service, and excellence. Please join me in congratulating our 2026 Junior Debutantes. Step forward as I say your name. Aria Arnold, Marjani Brooks, Avery Humphrey, AVR Maxwell, Jakari Phelps, Autumn Selby, and Lauren Walker. Give them a round of applause. We are also proud to recognize our winners this year. Our second runner-up, Marjani Brooks, our first runner-up, Autumn Selby, and our 2026 Miss Juneteenth, Lauren Gabrielle Walker. These young women represent the best of Macon, confident, talented, and prepared to lead. At this time, our junior debutantes will honor this occasion with a special presentation of Lift Every Voice and Sing, our Black National Anthem.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling seas. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Please join us in giving them a round of applause and celebrating their outstanding service to this community. Thank you.
Can we give them one more round of applause? It takes a lot of courage and tenacity to be able to do the things that they have done. And at this time, we're going to allow our Commissioner Stanley Stewart, to come forth and say just a few words.
I appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. Just as the song ended by saying, "Let us march on to victory is won," we are a collective nation, a band of brothers and sisters, black, white, red, yellow, and brown. And when you think about where our nation has been, the Emancipation Proclamation was read at my church just up the street in 1865 to let enslaved citizens know that they were free. And it's hard to say that a piece of paper should free you, because God and your birth alone should do that. We stand just feet away from where enslaved people were auctioned off like chattel on Poplar Street. It breaks my heart, but at the same time, I'm empowered by the fact that here we stand. After all we've been through, here we still stand. And so as we go forward into this next part of the 21st century, may all of us, black, white, red, yellow, and brown, understand that we are a generation of Americans, and we ought to always try to make sure that we form that more perfect union among we the people. Once again, I appreciate you being here today. I thank Macon Black Culture for all they do for our community. I acknowledge the mayor, who's back there, and I acknowledge above all the citizens of Macon, Georgia, USA. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Stewart. And at this time, we'll have a spoken word piece by my brother, Vincent Muhammad.
Peace and blessings, family. How y'all doing? Man, it's Juneteenth, man. Y'all make some noise out here. How y'all doing? So, on behalf of the Creator, the ancestors, of course, our parents, there's nothing that I could tell you today if it was not for my father, George Fadil Muhammad, and my mother, Regina Muhammad, even having the concept of knowing about Juneteenth. So this piece that I'm gonna share to you today is, as a hip hop artist, an adaptation of what Juneteenth means to me. Said we walking off the plantation. It's a celebration. We don't need emancipation, run our reparations. Cause you've been taking way too long, you ain't no new thief. But this is freedom season, that would feel like Juneteenth. Feel like 1865 on a Saturday, when we all free, word to Donnie, that's on Hathaway. 19 long days in the month of June, white flags from the graves when they sing the blues. A holiday like Billy when she's singing blues. Holy ground when you walk and please remove your shoes. Strange fruit whose blood of the slaughtered caused many martyrs whose mention is still bothers. Tyrants and the turncoats, turning from the torture of sons and the fathers, we the sons and the daughters. They said we were slaves. We changing how we saying that when shackles in the ankles and the wrists of aristocrats. That's the thing about a queen and a king. Even in the cage, know we still gonna sing. Lifting every voice to the heavens start ringing. That freedom that ain't waiting on the Lincoln said we walking off the plantation. It's a celebration. We don't need emancipation, run our reparations. Cause you've been taking way too long, you ain't no new thief. But this is freedom season, now it feel like Juneteenth. Feel like 2026 on a Sunday. Free black minds that turn some days and one days into being this day and every day after. Free black souls only serving one master. But put that on the book of Matthew 6:24. A black Moses when he brought the message from the Lord. Said to let my people go, this is Exodus. Free black life looking like black excellence. Rooted in the spiritual. This is more than ritual. This is a way of life, so it's mental and it's physical. Mind, body, soul working out and I'm fasting. Then need to live so my time long lasting. Love to myself, love to my neighbor. Circulate the currency with the owners and the makers. We do this for the family. Now when after we here to bring a message that we free. Said we walking off the plantation. It's a celebration. We don't need emancipation. Run our reparations. Cause you've been taking way too long. You ain't no new thief. But this is freedom season. That would feel like Juneteenth. Thank you.
Thank you again, Brother Vincent. And one of the things that Mr. Moffitt reiterated again is that word intentionality, and that goes with intentional partnerships throughout this community. And so I see some of our additional elected officials have come in to be supportive as well. We thank you, Mayor Lester Miller, for allowing us this opportunity to be able to celebrate, and as well as our district attorney, Anita Howard, is over there as well. We thank you so much for being here. And at this time, we'll have remarks from Brother George Muhammad, who is of the Kwanzaa Cultural Access Center and Torchlight Academy and has been a pioneer for Juneteenth for many years throughout our community, over 30 years. Can we just thank him for his service, for his sacrifice, and for educating us younger people on the importance of celebrating Juneteenth. So he'll come up with a few words and then I'll come back up and close us out for this day.
Thank you, peace and blessings. It's a great honor to be here today, asked to say some words as we've evolved with presenting Juneteenth in Macon. And as we've come to a recent time where President Joe Biden has made it a national holiday and many people now have it on their radar, we're coming together in partnership in many cities across this region and across the nation. New generations becoming more intently focused on Juneteenth. It is very important, and I pray that we will grasp it and carry it with us, because we did not begin celebrating Juneteenth or honoring Juneteenth or remembering Juneteenth in Macon in particular because of any president, because of any leader, because of any special person telling us that we could be free. That is a divine right. And we have recognized that our ancestors have paid the greatest price of any people on earth as chattel slaves that built America with their spirit, with their genius, with the power of who they are. And we chose to celebrate and honor a day when finally my great-great-great-great-grandmother and grandfather no longer had to every day worry about answering to some white person that owned them. We are in a time in which we must embrace freedom. Real freedom is the ability to realize your divine right, your divine gifts that God has given you. That's real freedom that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us. Freedom, justice, and equality is true love. And this is something that until the leaders of this nation and this region and this city realize and begin to practice, we will suffer. We will be chastised until we bow down to the truth of what freedom is. Kwanzaa Cultural Access Center chose to begin celebrating Juneteenth because a parallel event, April 20th, 1865, happened here in Macon, Georgia, when Macon was surrendered at Tatnall Square Park. When the Union troops received the note of surrender from Confederate forces, and we began the march toward freedom. But we today still are not yet free, mentally, spiritually, and in some cases, physically. We must continue to strive, and the real importance of Juneteenth is to teach the new generations the truth, knowledge of self. The real importance is to nurture them because it has become illegal to teach the truth and the history in public schools. It has become something that is a secret now from our children, what our ancestors went through. We must take it upon ourselves to find other ways, since that is what the system has chosen to do. But you know, a system like that is destined for disaster. So we thank you for a few words today. Once again, Kwanzaa Cultural Access Center and later Torchlight Academy. We began June 19th, 1993 at Tatnall Square Park. Didn't know that the surrender had taken place at that park. We started in that park because there was a long time that black people couldn't go in Tatnall Square Park without being killed or beaten. And so in honor of them, we started the Juneteenth Freedom Festival. That has continued for 34 years. And now we have partners, the Douglas Theater, Making Black Culture, Central Georgia Coalition of Black Businesses, Middle Georgia Black Pages, Tubman Museum. We have Macon-Bibb County government, and we thank them for supporting us. We thank the fire department for affording us to do Black History tours. And we thank the Sheriff's Department for the support they give to our events, to helping to keep things safe in Pleasant Hill and other places. We thank the mayor for his proclamations. And we thank all of our officials for the respect and the time that they give in stopping to respect Juneteenth. But I want us to remember, Juneteenth is something that we live, freedom, and we must teach our children. We must teach the new generations what the enemy is, who the enemy is. Be clear so that they will not be snared in these traps. Thank you. Peace and blessings.
Thank you again, Mr. Muhammad, for making sure that we are well informed and educated, as well as acknowledging our partnerships that has come together as a collective effort to celebrate Juneteenth within our community. I did not acknowledge that was here Dr. Sheldon Land, who is here from the Douglas Theater. Thank you so much for organizing and pulling together all of these organizations so that we could have a unified celebration for Juneteenth within our communities. We thank you all again for being here on today. We highly encourage you to participate in all of the rest of the celebration that we have going on this month. You can visit the Douglas Theater's website as well as their social media page to see the collective calendar of all of the events, and we will end those events on the 21st with the Juneteenth parade that will be right here in downtown Macon that will start at 4:30, and we would love to have each and every one of you there. And we thank you again for coming out this morning. We would like to be able to capture this moment, so those of you who are willing to come up and take a picture with us around the wreath. We also invite our elected officials to come and take a picture with us around the wreath, and that will be the conclusion of our wreath laying ceremony this morning. Thank you so much again for being here.